I just wanted to touch base in regards to the channel itself, and I know that there was a fair bit of time gap in between my last video and the most current video out at Tullarook State Forest, and a few people have mentioned it, and it was about a 6-month gap. Basically, so we're going for a camping weekend away up at Running Creek Reserve, Howker River. Awesome spot, camping spot right there on the river. We've decided though to come out today through Jamison, and then we've just gone up this track here, up through the hills. Found a nice little track. Just in this section here, a few little bumps and ruts, and yeah, not really that much going on yet, but hopefully we find some decent tracks today. We can get a little bit of flex, a little bit of wheel slippage, hopefully a little bit of sending as well. That'll be fun. I think it might be a little bit too narrow here for the nice brand new Y62 Patrol to get through. Oh, look at it. Running 35s, no lift. Yeah. .35s, no lift. Little bit of scraping. No problems. The old Q-Bus, 6-cylinder petrol power. How is the golfing green? Good enough to tee off.
Oh, alright. Should have brought the clubs.
Jolly boy, what track are we on again?
Sappers.
Sappers.
Yeah.
Red Bull sponsorship right there. Woo!
Steep, eh?
Oh man, that's a steep run down. Oh, the pinstripes.
Oh man.
Too easy. There's really nothing like an old Q up the bush. They just make everything look easy. Just the Jeep in its natural habitat. Nice little water crossing heading into Kevington. Oh, gotta try and navigate this drop. Time to get flexing!
How's the flex on that? Fuck. Go boys to the GQ. See you boys!
That is right. You are looking at Bluff Hut up in the Victorian high country, and that's exactly where I found myself for the night tonight. I actually started out this weekend for an annual boys trip that we do down at Running Creek Reserve. Great to catch up with everybody, have a few beers around the fire and a few good steaks and some chats. It was an awesome time down at Halkwa, there right on the river in Running Creek. Great spot if you haven't camped there before, definitely check it out. But I'm up here for another night, I'm by myself, and I figured instead of staying down there where I always stay, I may as well mosey on up to the high country. It's only a couple hour drive from where I was, and this is exactly where I found myself. It's, so Victorian high country, guys. I'm up on the tippity top of King Billy Track, which leads onto Bluff Track, and then you can mosey on your way down to places like Mansfield or round to Buller, Mount Buller, places like that. It pretty much leads into all those sorts of areas. It's it's one of the ways out of the Victorian high country. But it is an awesome spot to stop off for the night, especially because I can stay in Bluff Hut, which is exactly what I'm doing. I'll take you for a tour in a moment. Firstly, I'm going to talk about a few things about JP Captured, my YouTube channel that all of you awesome people jump in to subscribe to and check out my content on a regular basis. I appreciate all of you. I just wanted to touch base in regards to the channel itself, and I know that there was a fair bit of time gap in between my last video and the most current video out at Tullarook State Forest, and a few people have mentioned it, and it was about a 6-month gap. Basically, life happened. I don't know what else to say. Life just happened. I was in between a new job and then changed to another new job recently, which is absolutely fantastic. But that, and in between some house renovations that I was doing, I just had a bunch of other priorities that were keeping me super, super busy. And a lot of you may know, some of you may not know, that editing videos takes a long time. It's a hobby that I'm extremely passionate about and I absolutely love doing for you guys. I like doing it for myself, but I also enjoy bringing the content for you guys because you love it so much, and all the feedback that I get really spurs me on to keep going, to be honest with you. So I appreciate that. But yeah, it's just been, life has gotten in the way recently, and I just had to go, as much as I want to make videos and do the YouTube thing, I just had to prioritize a few things instead of that. But I am back into doing videos, and I have a fair few plans, not only for trips, some other exciting content in regards to the nav is coming up soon. So more additional parts are being added onto the Navara. It's not even close to where I want it to be. There's so many things that I have actually sitting there waiting to go into the car, and future plans for the vehicle as well. So just to mention a couple of things, I guess. Lights, I don't have any spotlights. I've got a light bar to go on, I've got some spotties to go on the front, and that'll be a full install. It'll be basically a wire in and plug and play sort of setup, so I can show you guys how to do that from Steady. It's a great kit that they offer for the navs. And also I'll show you guys my headlight here. So you can see that there's a little bit of condensation inside the headlight. That's because there is a crack down in the bottom there. I'm not sure if the camera is going to be able to see that. And yeah, it's getting condensation in there, and it's actually causing a headlight fault to come up now because obviously some of the electronics are getting wet, and that is obviously not good. Not a good thing for electronics to be wet. So yeah, it's coming up with some faults, and what I'm going to do to get around that, instead of just replacing the headlight with a new one, I want to black them out. I want to get the surrounds of them, instead of silver, to be black. So I'm planning on doing a video where I'll do a strip down of the headlight, I'll clean it out, I'll paint them black for you guys, show you how to do that in case you have a series Navara like mine that doesn't have black headlights. The later models do. And then I'll seal them back up again and also try and repair that crack. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to repair it, what I'm going to use, but yeah, I'm going to repair that. So obviously there might be still some condensation there because it's hard to repair cracks, but a lot less water can get in because that crack is just open, water can flood straight in there. I did a few river crossings this weekend and they were pretty deep, some of them coming up over the bonnet, so more water got into the headlights. So I really need to fix that. Blacking those out. I've also got to do a catch can on this this engine as well, because it pushes a lot of oil through the intake and I don't want that to keep happening. I've also got some myth busting with the catch can coming up too. I really want to test a few myths that are out there about it that prevent us from installing them in fear of voiding warranty. Walking up the back of the car leads me to another modification that I need to think about. Something that I need to do as far as storage for camping gear goes. So I've currently got the tub rack up on there, the Legend X tub rack, which has been unreal. I've got my marquee in the middle, swag, air mattress on the side, that all straps down on the top. It's great, it works. I've got some boxes in the back here, some containers that hold my camping gear. Normally I've got more gear in here camping wise, but some of it's in the hut already. I've already moved it out. So that's generally how I carry my camping gear whenever I go away by myself or with my missus or with mates. It generally carries everything that I need, you know, in the tub. And it also means that I can do things like go and collect firewood, for example. So, you know, you can throw the firewood straight into the back. You don't have to worry about scratching anything up, and it's great. And to be honest with you, the way that I collect firewood is usually in a big amount, and I usually fill this tray up completely. But I need to get my gear somewhere where if it rains, it doesn't get wet, because one of my trips up in the high country not too long ago, it did start raining, and it just adds extra stress to you having to rush to the campsite and get set up and have to deal with wet gear. And same if you're taking it home. If you're driving home maybe and it starts raining, you got to get home and deal with wet gear. So naturally, like most people, you think of a canopy. You think of chucking a tray and canopy on the back of your four-wheel drive, and then you can put your fridge inside, drawers, storage for all your gear, and it's all secure. But it does mean that there will be some additional weight on the back, and that can sometimes be a good thing. It can work in your favor when you're four-wheel driving. It can keep the wheels on the ground a little bit better and help keep traction, but it also means that I'd have to reset up my suspension, or at least the springs, to suit the extra weight and to still have the same amount of articulation and movement in the back end. Although that's not too hard to do, it's something I could definitely achieve, it does mean that I would have to rethink it, and I really feel like from driving cars with a bit of weight on the back of them that I just don't like how they go off-road and having to tug along the extra weight, whereas when I want to go full drive with this thing, it's empty. I literally don't have any camping gear in there, there's nothing in the tray, it's really light, it's a lot of fun, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it set up like that. But I was weighing up some options based on things like firewood, and just generally having a ute is really handy. I thought, why not look into four-wheel drive trailers, four-wheel drive camper trailers? It's not something that I ever considered before, but getting to a point now where myself and my partner Amy, we're planning on doing a lot more camping, especially now that we can. And I'm thinking a four-wheel drive camper trailer would be unreal. You get home, park it up, unhitch it, and that's it. You've got all your camping gear still inside there for next time, and same thing when you go, hitch it up to your car, drive away, you've got all your gear in there ready to roll. It's just a few things that I'm really considering with a canopy. I might even sit down and do a pros and cons list on a canopy versus trailer for you guys and run through exactly everything that I'm thinking about with that. But it's just something that I'm thinking about. It's something that I'm considering at the moment, whether or not to do a canopy, or whether or not to do a camper trailer. Maybe you guys can give me some help, give me some insights into what your opinions are on the both options, or maybe there's another option that I haven't even thought of. But one way or another, I need to try and get my camping gear in a better setup than what it currently is for going on longer trips and being more comfortable and having some dry areas that we can keep our gear dry if we need to. Side steps, rock sliders, I need to finish them off. I did start them a little while ago, but I never finished them off. Life just got in the way, as I was saying before. So rock sliders, brush bars, I'm probably going to rethink the rear bar as well and add a few additional points onto it, and maybe even connect up some rear scrubbies up to some sliders. Not sold on that yet, but I am thinking about doing it. So definitely more bar work is on its way, and probably a bunch of things that I've forgotten, to be honest with you, but the list is long, and I'm just going to keep rolling out videos as I can, and just keep up with the four-wheel drive content, camping, off-roading, and installations. So I reckon it's about time that I take you through Bluff Hut for a little bit of a tour and show you where I'm going to be staying tonight, because it's something that's pretty special. Let's have a look. Got to shut the doors for the full effect. So, main entrance into the hut. Pretty cool. kind of made myself at home. Excuse the camera gear. Got some nice seating around the outside. Huge space actually, massive. Big wooden table in the middle. That's the back door out there. We'll go and have a look in a second. Got some information about the hut up on this board. I won't run through it now, but I know you guys are probably going to come up and visit after seeing how awesome this is, so you can read through the full history of this hut and a bit of the local history as well. Nice fireplace. It's actually pretty big. A few chains and hooks up there. I've got my billy hanging up, ready for coffee in the morning and probably a tea this evening. Got a little kitchen area over here. Got a book where you can check yourself in. A lot of the hikers use it up here so people know where they've been to. Also along with that, we've got some supplies if someone gets caught out up here. Medical bits and pieces, long life food. Oh, Captain Morgan Black Spice. Someone's got good taste. Just a bit of a shame they didn't leave any in there for me. So I'll go out back. Show you looking at it from up here. It's actually quite big in here. You can fit quite a few people inside. Leads out the back through here, through the back door. And there is some hiking trails straight out the back here. We've got the Bluff Summit, that's 4.2 Ks, and the Bluff Car Park, 5.6 Ks at about 3 hours. So if you're into hiking, there is some options right here. That's the main road. So that's King Billy track that way. Some awesome camping spots. There's also Lovick's hut just up the road. We've been there before, myself and Amy. And yeah, there's actually a video on YouTube of that area. It's really nice. And the other way leads back down into some more campsites down the hill and back down into town. It's actually a really good look out straight through those trees as well. I'll take over picture point in a second. Yeah, that's the hut from the outside. Absolute work of art. It's really cool. Chimney smoking away. It's going to be a brilliant place to spend the night. I've always wanted to camp inside one of the huts. I always sort of bypass them, check them out and never stop. So really looking forward to it. Let's go for a walk and check out the views over this way. And here it is, the lookout. Awesome photo opportunity spot. Got this guy out here you can go and stand out on. Some amazing views. The road that I came in on is actually right there. Wraps around, comes up the side of the hill here, and obviously up through here, down through there. Unreal. So there is an awesome view that you don't want to miss out on seeing. That is absolutely unreal there. One of the best views in the high country in my opinion. There are some crackers, but that is a good view, and it literally is only a stone's throw away from the Bluff hut where you can stay the night if you want to as well. So you can just wander over there and get as many pictures as you want without having to stroll too far. But that wraps up the video. Thanks for checking it out. I hope that you're as excited as I am as to where JP Capture Channel is heading and that I haven't gone anywhere. But for now, guys, that wraps it up. I'm going to jump inside into the Bluff hut and I'm going to go get warm in front of that fire, cook up a feed, sit back and relax because there is not much else that you have to do up here but relax. I appreciate you all for stopping in and checking out this video. I will see you in the next one.